Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Viewers and subscribers all over the world. This is Okute Editor bringing to you this midnight broadcast of today, being the 22nd of November in the year 2022. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share my content to your family and friends. It will not take much of your time. Let us go straight into the business of the day. Please listen attentively. I am here for you. Let's take the headlines. Kulmani oil. What Buhari said as he supervises first oil exploration in Northeast. It is the deadliest this year. Buhari reacts to Indonesia earthquake. You will commensurate with an outsiders. But it has been how long now that a flood displaced whom you are ruling. You have not come out on the national TV or even give any headline to commensurate with those who their farmlands, their future, their hope have been washed away by flood. You see the kind of president you are, and you tell me you have brain. I think it's either you have an empty brain or your brain is congealed. 23-year-old lady drinks sniper over alleged breakup with boyfriend. Can you rest in peace? You will rest in peace. Is not in peace. He who kill himself today will not see himself to kill tomorrow. Or die be die. You should go. Nobody need you. Concerns as 11 family members die in Benue State after eating. What a tragedy. May all the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. You people should go well, May the Almighty Chukwuka console those relatives that you people left behind. Female pastor arrested for supplying church members' information to kidnappers. That is the problem we are having. The problem we keep having in this country called Nigeria. Many injured, vehicles damaged, attacks attack Atiku supporters in Gombe. So let us start from the onset to know how and where the oil has been discovered in the northeast of Nigeria. At least now that they have oil, they have gold and whatever it is, I hope that they will agree for this country to be separated so that every Dick and Harry will find its way to their own region. They refused this division, or they refused to let Biafrans and other ones go simply because they think they have no oil. So now that the oil has been discovered in the northeast of the northern part of Nigeria, so it is time that we divide the country so that everybody will go their own way. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday lauded the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, the government of Gombe and Bauchi states, and concerned stakeholders for the success of the first oil exploration in the northeast part of the country. I hope they will not sideline this one and said it is their own, not a federal treasury, just like Zamfara did on the issue of gold. They sidelined it and said that the gold belongs to Zamfara, while oil belongs to Nigerians. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okute News report that the nation's #1 citizen flagged off the first crude oil drilling at the Kulmani field between Gombe and Bauchi states. While commending all stakeholders for their unwavering commitment and willingness that barred the development, President Buhari was optimistic that there is more oil discoveries process ongoing in the Anambra Basin, Lower Benue through and other areas in the country. He explained that the oil discovery was born out of the new tax on NNPC to strategize and expand its oil and gas exploration footprints in the frontier basin of Anambra, Dahomey, Sokoto, Benue, through Chad and Bida basins. Similar activities across other basins are currently actively ongoing. Buhari said while stating that the project has attracted over $3 billion in investments. We are pleased with the current discovery of over 1 billion barrels of oil reserves and 500 billion cubic feet of gas within the Kolomani area and the huge potential for more deposits as we intensify exploration efforts, the Nigerian leader said, giving credit to his administration. He said that when there are near zero appetite for fossil energy investment, coupled with the location challenges, his government was able to attract investments of over $3 billion to his project. Then, what happens after the discover or after your government was able to attract? You people will siphon all the whole money to your own personal pockets. The president further disclosed that Kolomani field comprises upstream production, oil refining, power generation, and fertilizer, which promises many benefits for the nations as a fully integrated in-situ development project, Okute reports. Buhari said the benefits of the development include, but are not limited to energy security, financial security, food security, and overall socio-economic development for the country. That is all about the first oil exploration that Muhammadu Bubu went to supervise in the northeast of Nigeria. It is the deadliest this year. Buhari reacts to Indonesia earthquake as he commiserates with them. President Muhammadu Bubu on Tuesday sent condolences to the government of Indonesia following the tragic earthquake which claimed scores of lives in the country. I am not saying that I supported or I'm happy about what happened in Indonesia, but my question is, are you a president of Nigeria or a president of other nations? Because I couldn't remember. I keep on following the news of this earthquake. I keep on following the news of people that are being murdered on daily basis in Nigeria. You have never for once come out to commiserate or even to sympathize with all those people. Rather, anything that happens outside, you will be the first to commiserate and sympathize with them. You are the only president who left your country scattered and went to other African countries to make peace. Why you don't even have a single peace in your own country? I greet you, Ashawo president, who don't have base. The Nigerian leader described the event as the deadliest this year as he prayed for the early recovery of those who survived the incident with degrees of injuries. Okute News report that President Buhari expressed his concern about the incident in a condolence message issued on Tuesday through his spokesperson, Madam Garba Shehu. The number one citizen of Nigeria joined the international community to mourn the demise of over 160 people who reportedly died in the incident. Statement reads, on behalf of the people of Nigeria, I convey our deep condolences to the government and people of Indonesia on the sad episode of this earthquake, the deadliest this year, and give the strong assurance that we stand with you in this very difficult time. Next one now, we will hear that Muhammadu Buhari have go to borrow 1 something billion, because they are not borrowing million. They go to borrow 1 something billion to support Indonesia. Because that is what we keep doing. We borrow to give other countries. While our own ASU have been on strike, Nigeria refused to borrow to sponsor them. Simply because those that matters, those that are in charge, those that are at the top, none of their children is schooling in Nigeria. What a word. Can't you see how foolish the Nigerian leaders are? From top to bottom, no one they can count on. Nonsense. We join you in prayers for the dead and the early recovery of the injured victims. Indonesia, over 40 people feared death, scores injured in deadly earthquake. Reports emerged earlier that a deadly 5.6 magnitude earthquake rocked the island of Java, Indonesia on Monday, November 21, 2022, and I think I have read this news. This is the second time the news is coming on my table. So we are not going to waste our precious time to read it or to go into it, because I have already give my audience and my supporters this news. So I have already read the early headline of how your president, President Muhammadu Bubu, is sympathizing with the people of Indonesia, while more than that keep dying on daily basis in their numbers in Nigeria, and the president was kept silent. But it seems like the blood of the Nigerians didn't matter to him, rather than the white bloods of other people or other African countries. That is what matters to him. And we keep asking if this president is ruling Nigeria or is ruling other countries. But whichever way it is, Biafra on our mind. 23-year-old lady drinks sniper over alleged breakup with boyfriends. Okay now. The 3-year-old, identified as Motunrayo Balogun, attempted suicide in Ondo State over an alleged breakup with boyfriend. Okute News report that this is coming 2 weeks after a female officer of the Department of State Service (DSS) in Lagos State jumped into the lagoon over an alleged argument with her fiancé. Now, Nigerians have learned this one now. This is what is going to learn for Nigeria now, for this very moment now. That is how foolish Nigerians are. Because they too copy. Once they copy something from outside, who knows who brought this one to Nigeria now? Now everybody is committing suicide simply because of heartbreaking, which have never happened in the history of Nigeria. Can you tell me this one is attached to heartbreak? It is not attached to heartbreaking. Let us just tell ourselves the truth. This is simply frustration of bad government in Nigeria, frustrations of hunger and the rest of them that have trailed the Nigerian nation to where it was at the moment. So you cannot tell me that, because there have been heartbreak for many years now. I never see anybody that went to commit suicide. Now it is almost on the news on daily basis. This one jump into lagoon. This one drink sniper. This one use knife to kill himself. I mean, all sort of heartbreaks that leads to what do they call it? To committing suicide. It is the frustration in Nigeria. Let us tell ourselves the truth. They don't copy this one now. You find out now, and even mothers now with their own, even mothers that have husbands and children will now start killing their own self, because Nigeria, whatever they copied, it never end well. Motunrayo reportedly drank sniper at her Ijapo home in Akure, the Ondo State capital. The victim and her boyfriend were said to have a good relationship, as they were always spotted together before the latter decided to end the relationship. A source who spoke with Daily Post said Motunrayo's mother discovered her daughters gasping for breath on the floor of her room with the empty bottle of a sniper in her hands. She was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital where she regained consciousness. A friend of the victim who spoke on the incident said Motunrayo's boyfriends restricted her movements and always monitored her whereabouts. The friend said the man does not give her breathing space. He is always monitoring her movements and everything she does, yet he doesn't have regard for her. Even when she comes to work, 3 hours later, you will see him drive down to check up on her every now and then. Is that what will lead to what do they call it? What will lead to committing suicide? I asked you, Motunrayo, and the friend that said they always check up on her and like this. Is that what will lead to committing suicide? That committing suicide is not the option. If he said I am done, then you are done as well. You move on, he move on. What is the essence of committing suicide simply because he tell you he's done? How do you know if that man is really meant for you, or you are staying with another man's husband? I'm not talking about that the man have married, but just remember that every man in this life has his own wife, and every woman in this life have her own husband. So when you are staying with another man's husband, or you are staying with another man's wife, things is not going to be working normal. That is why you keep on having miscarriages of relationship, breaking up, fightings, and the rest of them. Sometimes the fight lead to death. Either the man kill the woman or the woman kill the man. So please, my advice to the general public and to the use of this our current 21st century, committing suicide is never the option. So you have to choose every other option. If you cheat, if you cannot stand it, just free up your mind and move on. That is all I have to tell my listeners, those ones who are single, and even if you are double. But remember that if you kill yourself today, you are not going to see yourself to kill tomorrow. Or die, be die. Concerns as 11 family members died in Benue State after eating whatever they eat, whether they eat rat or they eat crocodile. Death of 11 family members in a community in Benue State has raised concerns among residents as reports revealed they died after eating food. Okute News learned that the tragic incident happened in Ikobi, a community in the Apa local government area of the state. The exact cause of the incident is yet to be ascertained. There are, however, suspicions that the family members died of food poisoning. Other speculations are that they consumed food contaminated with harmful chemicals in Nigeria. The 11 victims were revealed as Ade Ale, Ochifo Ojo, Maria Ojo, Aipu Ochife, Aboyi Mbede Ochifo, Mary Ochoyoda, Ehi Abu, Blessing Abu, Peace Ochoyoda, Ojochono Daniel, and Favor Edo. The editor reported that while 6 of the victims died in one day, the remaining 5 died a few days later. One of the bereaved family members, Ochoyoda Abu, lost his wife, Mary, 2 sisters, Ehi and Blessing, and a daughter, Peace. Confirming the sad development, the traditional ruler of the Ikobi community, Professor Muhammad Ada, told newsmen in a telephone interview that a similar incident had happened in September in the community. The question is, who is killing all these people? He said suspicion about food poisoning heightened when 5 of the victims died the same day in the community, adding that experts were invited from the State Ministry of Health to investigate the cause of the death. Ada said the result of the investigation were yet to be made available to the community. It was reported that some also took ill after eating the food and were taken to hospitals. They were said to have recovered and returned home. Confirming the latest event, Police Public Relations Officer PPRO in the state, SP Catherine Anene, told reporters that the victims died last Monday, November 14, adding that 7 were confirmed dead in one day alone. Anene said about 3 months ago, somebody died in that particular house on the 14th of this month. A woman went to the house, cleaned the house, and removed the foodstuff from there, which she prepared, and 12 people ate and suffered stomach ache. 7 people died that same day, and 5 were taken to the hospital, and they survived investigation ongoing. Meanwhile, a former state commissioner for youth and sport development, Comrade Ojutu Ojoma, reportedly visited the bereaved families at Oleg Oke in Ikobi on Sunday. Ojema, in his condolences message to Ayi Gochi and Ayi Goga families, urged them to take solace in God. On his part, acting beaded chief of Ikobi, Chief Musa Audi, through the Secretary Ikobi Traditional Council, Abogoye Ochola John, thanked Ojema for coming as he narrated the calamity that befell the community. John claimed that the incident remained a mystery, noting, however, that there would have been total turmoil except for God's intervention, as the situation generated into suspicion, hatred, and blame among families in the community. May their soul rest in perfect peace, and may the souls of those who have been murdered in cold blood by Fulani herdsmen in that same Benue state rest in the bosom of the Lord. Only God knows the best. Female pastor arrested for supplying church members' information to kidnappers. Ado in the church. A 37-year-old female pastor, Ruth Kenneth, has been arrested by the police for reportedly selling information of her congregants in Adamawa State. People who go into your church, contributing, paying tithes, paying offering, doing all sorts of things, doing contribution for the development of the church and other things. You are selling off. Once they come and appear, you see them that they have money, you sell them off to kidnappers, and kidnappers will kidnap them, collect ransom, and you will also collect your own share. What a word. We couldn't understand that the clergy woman, who is a mother of 7, Chineke, and a self-acclaimed prayer warrior for those with diseases and spiritual conditions, was apprehended after the police tracked her conversations with kidnappers who threatened to kidnap one of her patients if failed to pay a ransom of 10 million naira. According to Sahara reporters, a patient who was sick visited the suspect prayer house along Norman Road in Yola and was told after a prayer season that kidnappers were after him. The victim told the aforementioned publication that when my children and son-in-law took me to her prayer house for healing, she told me that she saw in a vision during prayers that my name was given to kidnappers and that to avoid being kidnapped, I should buy a 2-year-old ram without bargaining its price. According to her, she needed the ram for a sacrifice to keep the kidnappers away from me. That after slaughtering the ram, she will pull one of its horns, remove something from its heart, and mix it with some herbs. After completing the concoction, she will bury the horn within my compound, after which no man will be able to attack my house or harm me and my family members. The patient told the suspect that she would have to return home to raise the money. However, 4 days after he got home, the victim said he got a phone call asking for 10 million naira as he and some family members will be kidnapped. The state police spokesperson SP Suleiman Ngoroje, who confirmed her arrest, said operatives of the command apprehended her and the investigation is ongoing. Chai, waiting man do man. This one now, waiting woman do woman. When men are busy kidnapping, women are busy selling off their own patients. Even a pastor for that matter. Okay, they said self-acclaimed the pastor, I be prayer warrior, selling off her own patients to kidnappers so that she will also get her own cut. Many injured, vehicles damaged, and thugs attacked Atiku supporters in Gombe State. Suspected thugs, locally known as Kalare Boys, on Monday invaded the presidential campaign rally of the People's Democratic Party PDP Atiku Abubakar in Gombe State. Okute News report that the local gang attacked Atiku supporters who were at the campaign rally, leaving no fewer than 3 persons with varying degrees of injuries. It was gathered that trouble began after the former vice president with his entourage through gate number 2 of Pantami Stadium for Bauchi. The Kalare Boys, who were armed with cutlasses, swords, clubs, and other weapons, pounced on the PDP supporters who were on their way to their respective homes. The police, who were mining gate number 1 of the stadium, quickly dispersed a detach of armed officers to the second gate to provide security for supporters who were rushing back into the stadium for safety. Many supporters who were stranded at the stadium waiting for the police to restore peace and order as the Kalara Boys blocked the road to Pantami Market and Government House, attacking passers-by. Some PDP women supporters had to attach themselves to police vans to avoid being attacked by the thugs along Pantami Stadium Road. It was learned that the 3 vehicles, a bus, a car, and 1 keke napep were damaged in the incident. That is all you need to know about the attack on Atiku's rally or campaign in Gombe State. So my good people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, this is where we are going to come to the end of this very particular broadcast, because it is too early and it is too late. We are going to come back next to give my people a mouth-watering and a blockbustering broadcast to make your day a very favorable one. Until I come your way again, please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I want you to do that as soon as possible, so that you will be getting updates whenever I post something new. If you have not turned on the notification button, I want you to do that as soon as possible as well, so that you'll be the first to be notified each time we post something new on our channel. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk from my own corner. See you again. Bye for now. I love you all. Ke Mesiano.